All right, welcome back, everyone. Lovely to see you all. And let's begin by going straight into the superpower state. So take a deep breath and either close your eyes or leave them open, whichever you prefer. And go into your superpower state however you normally do that. Repeating your word or phrase, or using your anchor, or by focusing in on everything you love about your subject. Good job. Feel your heart opening, that expansion feeling in your chest. To allow that light, that energy to shine out from you. And then allow that light or energy to spread down to your toes, up to the top of your head, and out to your fingertips. So you're full of that light, that energy, that love. Good job. And now allow that light or energy to fill each of the 50 trillion cells that make up your body. Love each cell just for existing. Very good. And now allow that light or energy to fill the little you. Imagine yourself as a child, any age. Fill that little you with this same light, this energy, this love. Loving that child just for existing, no matter what. No judgment, no expectations. Very, very good. And then allow that light or energy to overflow from that little you and fill your whole childhood. Shining that light into any darkness, loving everything, everyone, every experience, every event, every circumstance. Shining that light into any darkness, feeling power as you do that. Very good. And now allow that light or energy to fill everyone who's on the call today. All those who are on camera, all those who are off camera today, filling each one with this light, this energy, this love, no matter what. Very, very good. All right, you can open your eyes if you haven't closed. And let's check in with each person to find out how you're doing. So, Natasha, hello, how are you? How lovely to see you.
How are you doing? How are you?
Very good, thank you.
So, first of all, thank you for doing this. I haven't been up to date for a
I think you were breaking up there a little bit. No, you're frozen again. What might help is if you switch off your camera.
Location.
Oh, there we go. So I think without the camera, I've heard that sometimes it helps with the internet if there's very little internet juice.
All right. Sorry about that. So I have a question about the allowing technique. So the question is, once I dissipate the feelings, then to find the references is not as easy. Is that true?
Well, it depends. So sometimes it can help find the references, especially if they're references that you hadn't thought of before, or you hadn't noticed before, or been able to find in the past.
Oh.
But I'm going to actually hand the answer to that one over to Steve, because he's the allowing technique expert. So I'll let him answer that fully.
All right. Thank you, Odile.
You're welcome, love.
When the point of the allowing technique is kind of that, it's that starting place. You can use the allowing technique as the starting place for everything. So it's like no matter what is arising in the moment, can I just allow that to be there? So is the goal of the allowing technique to necessarily dissipate the feeling, to make it go away? I would say no. It's, can we develop a different relationship with the the feeling that's there and begin to notice the judgment that we're putting on the feeling? So oftentimes we're trying to get rid of feelings because we have placed some sort of a judgment or a meaning on those feelings. So if you remember, as Odile has kind of walked us through doing this in a number of different practical experiences, that experience of like putting your hand on your leg, or just being aware of the physical sensation of touching your hand or something like that. It's just remembering that whatever it is that I'm sensing is just a physical sensation in the moment. So it is becoming aware. So the allowing technique is about awareness, is about allowing it to be there. And then as you're allowing it to be there, then it will oftentimes move you to that place of, okay, now where in my past have I noticed this feeling? Where might this be coming from in my past? So if you begin to have a relationship with the feeling, so if you can imagine asking that feeling, so whether or not you're able to envision the feeling as maybe a little entity, or if you can imagine that feeling being just a part of that little you that's there, it's like, where did that little me experience this feeling in the past? So that may then move you to that place of uncovering, where in the past have I felt this feeling before? So yes, oftentimes when we begin the allowing technique, and I know that this has been my experience, and I think a lot of other people have experienced as well, that as soon as I shift from trying to run away from the feelings or trying to deny them or repress them, and I actually shift and turn and allow them to be there, they start, the feeling starts to be less intense. And ultimately, we want to get to that place of operating, acting out of a place of unconditional love anyway. So uh, sometimes we're going to be able to connect with what those references are, that are where they're coming from in childhood, and we'll be able to allow that to transform and heal that. And other times it's just allowing it to be there. And in the allowing, I think then what we're doing is we are transforming. I know that a few weeks ago, I was in this place of having woken up with just kind of this angry feeling, not really sure what it was all about, but I was allowing it to be there. So beginning, and then the allowing it to be there was like, well, I'm not exactly sure what to do with this. So in kind of reacting with it, asking it, what do you need right now? There was kind of this intuitive notion of, I just need to write it out somehow. So I sat down and began a do justice letter, and it's just like, again, lots of pages of just really angry stuff coming out. And it's like, I still don't necessarily have an idea of what that was linked to in the past 100%, but it gave that feeling an opportunity to have some kind of expression or voice in the moment. And that seemed to bring a lot of things down and transform a lot. So I don't know if that helps a little bit.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, that's a nice detailed explanation. I'm going to listen to this recording again just to digest it.
Good.
Fantastic,
Okay.
Natasha. Did you have any other questions?
I did actually. So you had mentioned on a previous call about appearing on camera, like issues with appearing on camera, or issues with seeing yourself in videos or pictures and that cringe feeling.
Yes.
So is it possible for you to help me sort of overcome that? Because I do have an issue with that.
All right, of course. So first of all, well done for being on camera today. Good job. And so let's investigate this a little bit. So let's use the allowing technique to begin with. So can you focus in on the feeling of whatever that is. So the discomfort around being on camera, however that feels in your body, can you focus in on the sensation of it without any meaning?
Yes.
Good, very good. And so now focus in on that sensation, and without judgment, we don't need to make it go away. We don't need to make it change or stop. Can you just allow that feeling to be there just as a sensation? Very good. Good job, Natasha. You're doing really well, sweetie. And so now as you allow that, what happens? Does it stay the same or does it change?
If I breathe into it, it changes.
Good. Very, very good. Good job. All right. So now let's look at the possible references for this. So what's the problem with being on camera? What's the worst thing about it? Or what bothers you about it?
Couple of things. I don't like how I look on camera,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel judged.
Okay, very good. All right. So, so you don't like, and so how do you know you don't look good on camera? So what is it about? Like, is it that you don't look the way you think you look in your head, or that there's something specific that you don't like?
Yeah, that's a big thing. I think I look different, and when I see myself, it's a different reality.
Differently, yes, very good. All right, good job. And so that feeling of being judged and I don't, it's not the way I thought it would be. Where in your childhood did you feel that same sort of feeling? And it may not be to do with looks, it could be anything.
Judged.
And if there isn't anything, that's okay. We'll look we'll turn over another rock.
I'm sure there are many references to being judged at some point. Nothing's coming to mind right now, but I just get a knowing that there was something.
Okay, very good. Good job. And how do you know what looks good, what doesn't look good? Where did you learn about, if you have a memory, where did you learn about looks, appearance?
Yeah, so I do have a memory of, I'll just say it's a friend, it's actually a relative. And she looked, in my mind, she looked cute and like adorable.
Yes.
And I don't believe I looked cute and adorable.
Oh,
Like if I compare myself to her,
good job.
there's a difference.
Very good. And about how old were you when this person
7 or 8, yeah.
7 or 8? Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
So how did you know that she looked cute and you didn't? What was the reference there, or how did you find out about that? Because it could have been the other way around. Maybe she wasn't cute.
I think everyone around had that, the same perception of her.
Right.
That she's cute. Not necessarily that they had that perception of me.
Yeah.
But
you heard, or you witnessed people admiring her.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
Very, very good. So that's brilliant. Okay. So now I want you to see the little you. Can you see yourself as a little 7 or 8-year-old?
Yeah.
Very good. And I want you to imagine that, well, first of all, what's the thing that you do love about that little 7 or 8-year-old from your perspective now as an adult, if you were to see that little one in front of you now?
Oh, that she was, active and, she was smart and she was active.
Very good. Good job.
And she had a sparkle in her eye.
Yes, I bet. All right, very good. And so I want you to now give that little you that message, that this is just the first piece, that she is fantastic and everything you love about her. Can you do that? Good job. And the sparkle in her eye. And now I want you to look around her and notice that everyone is focused on that. everyone is admiring how active she is, how smart she is, and the sparkle in her eye, and that is cute. She is cute. She just didn't know it before. Can you do that?
Yes.
Good. Very, very good. And now let's just level it up just a little bit more. And I want you to see that the other one, the one that you thought was cute, with that little you. And I want you to see her saying to that little you, "Oh, you're so lucky. I wish I was like you."
That's a bit difficult.
Okay, good. So what happens when you try to do that?
I don't think she would have ever done that. Like, she wasn't, I hate to be judgmental, but she wasn't the type to uplift somebody else.
Right. Okay, very good. And that will relate back to her experience as a child, whatever that is. Now, here's the key that's very important, is that she's not here. And this isn't her. This is just neurons firing in your head. So you can make her do anything.
That's right. That's right. Okay, let me try.
Good job, sweetheart.
Okay, it sort of came. I need to practice that. That's
good. Yes.
One quick little reminder is, see if you can, if you're having difficulty changing somebody, take it back and imagine them as an infant and put them in a situation where they had all of the love and the encouragement that they needed, so that they would have grown up being a different person. They would have been lovely to be around. Imagine her parents being, incredibly wonderful people and encouraging. And
okay, yeah, thanks. Good tip. Thanks. Yeah.
Good, Natasha. So how do you feel about that now? First of all, you feel you can move forward with that and practice it?
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
Very good. So that's your mission now, to practice that. Now let's think about, and things will change as you do that, but now let's just go back just to double check on this. So now when you think of being on camera, anything come up, anything, is it the same? Is it different? What's there now?
So it seems easier, but I have a tightness in my throat still.
Good. Very good. Okay. So that tightness in your throat, what does that remind you of?
It's some sort of a fear that's coming on.
Mm-hmm. Good. And let me ask you this: where, if there is anywhere in your childhood where you felt either you felt scared to speak up, or you were criticized or judged? Speaking out or saying something, or
yeah.
And if there isn't anything, that's also okay.
There may be something, but it's not coming up right now.
Okay.
I know once, I do have a memory of like singing out, and I used to sing a lot. I mean, I used to sing professionally later on in life, but as a child, I was all the time singing. Yes. And I did sing out of turn, I guess, in church.
Okay.
And then I had people turn around at me. So maybe that's one memory that came up.
And how was that when you sang out of turn in church and people turned around to you? What was that experience like?
Yeah, there was like a feeling of like embarrassment, in the moment embarrassment.
Very good. And about how old were you then?
It's the same age.
Same age. Yeah. There you go. Very, very good.
Most of my memories are around that age.
Right.
I don't have anything strong prior.
That's okay. So that's brilliant. So definitely change that.
Okay, I will.
There's a good memory to change there. So that you sing and it's perfect. So you could do a stepping stone where you sing out of turn and nobody looks, nobody cares. It's okay. And you just go, oops. And so you find it funny, and then, or perhaps they kind of find it funny. So something nice, something lovely. And then the final memory is you sing out, but you're supposed to, and everyone turns around and looks because your voice is amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
So the reason people are looking at you, because there's the judgment of looking. So
Sure. Yeah.
they turn around and look because your voice is so beautiful.
Right. Right. Okay.
Very
Okay.
good.
That's helpful.
So try that, and then notice the thing in your throat, and notice if that's still there or if it's changed.
Okay. Okay. Great.
All right. Sound
Yeah.
good?
Yes. Thank you.
Very good. You're very welcome, Natasha. I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank you.
And happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Wish you the same.
Thank you. All right. And Tina, you're next up on my screen. Hello. How are you today? Lovely to see you
I'm
too.
okay. Hello, everybody. I'm home, so I'm here.
Good.
Usually I go out, like I don't want to stay home. I'm renting car almost every Monday, and I go some parks, recreations.
Oh, very good.
But today I had to clean my apartment. I mean, yesterday and today, so I'm home, and it's Thanksgiving Day, so I'm gonna make some dinner. Maybe I'm gonna eat with my son.
Good. Very, very good. And so how are things with you? And do you have any questions?
Yeah, because the things is like, I feel like everything go back like before.
Oh, yes.
It's like even the coffee doesn't work anymore for me. I'm just okay. I'm just okay. I do every morning my practice. I practice the superpower, and I do allowing techniques, and I clean whatever coming to my mind. But I have problem at work. I had really big problem with one client, and then at home, and like nothing good actually, just okay and bad.
All right.
So I don't know what's happened, what I'm doing wrong. I don't know. It's like,
that's okay.
And even with my mother, like every time when I talk to her, I mostly cry, and I'm thinking like never ever gonna our relationship change, which I work a lot about my mother.
Yeah.
But like I see other people, whatever they change memory, or they have amazing relationship with the father or mother. Not me, nothing for me. Whatever I do, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Very good. So first of all, well done.
No good.
It's good because you're here. It's good because you're here, and because there's an opportunity to sort something out that's been there all along. So it's not that things have changed and gone backwards. It's just that you've uncovered another layer. Okay. So let's have a look at it. And so first of all, with your mum, what's the main feeling there with your mum?
It's like I want to be more close to her and talk to her like you want to talk with your mom like about everything. My mother never wanted. Every time I call her, she says something, or she's always busy. Like really, she's 30 years on retirement, and she's every time I call, she's busy watching TV or cooking or eating or going somewhere, or never has time to talk to me. And she doesn't care about my life, my kids, and I don't know. It's weird.
That's very, 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 very important, that piece there. Okay, because that is informing a lot of the rest of your life. So let's pin that for the moment, and we're going to come back to it. Let me ask you first, just very briefly, and you don't have to give details if you don't want to, but what's the problem with the client? What's the issue there with the client that you're dealing with right now?
I was the only one who were having a shield. And our boss gave us the shield. It was like plastic with something like underneath, so nothing drops down, anything.
Yeah.
And I was comfortable. I could breathe and everything. And I feel more protected with this, because through plastic doesn't go anything, but through mask go everything. Mm-hmm. So I had a client, and she came and she said, okay, can you put mask for me? Like, she want me to put mask. I say, this shield is approved by government. So I don't know why I refuse it, but I say no. Like, I feel like she's not gonna tell me what to do. Like, like really. And it was the second client the same time, but before she didn't complain, but this time she complained, and I was in deep problem. So my boss, she told me it's a new protocol, no shield, just mask. Like, I hate those masks, but anyway, now I have to wear mask. And I don't feel protected because now we exchange the breathing through the mask.
Okay.
People are stupid. They're really stupid. I don't know. For me, that's no logic, no sense.
Yeah. Okay. So what would it have been like? So let's just pretend that you didn't have a problem with the mask, and let's say she said, "Put on the, would you put on the mask for me, please?" And so you put the mask on under the shield. What would have happened? How would that
Nothing. Will be everything okay?
Yeah.
I regret in the moment I just said, but was too late.
Yes.
And she just get off from the room. She didn't change. She say, "I want to cancel the service," and we lost the client because of me. And
so this is a fantastic example of how the subconscious is affecting our decisions that result in the results that we get, that cause the results we get. Because you didn't consciously decide, I'm going to refuse to wear a mask and I don't care if she leaves. You didn't consciously do that. So what happened was your subconscious referred to whatever references are there about being told what to do, and it's stupid and unreasonable and all of that without your conscious knowledge. And then it pumped your system full of the stress chemicals that made you feel resistance to putting on the mask or to doing whatever you were told to do.
I remember the resistance was huge. I say, like, no way.
So the first step is to recognize that that was not your conscious mind. That wasn't you being difficult. It was an automatic thing. And you were just going with the automatic thing. And we all do that all the time. That's why we want to change references. So that's the first piece. Now, the second piece is, did anything about that experience remind you of your experiences with your mom?
Yeah, I was so stubborn. I never wanted to listen to her. Like, she could kill me and I will never change my mind.
And that was your protection. That was just the way that little you learned to protect yourself, keep your dukes up. I'm not going to be controlled.
Why I was like that? Because nobody was that stubborn. Like, my mother wanted to kill me many times. She beat me. She said, "I'm going to kill you," or whatever. I don't know if she said or not, but I remember I was so stubborn. She could kill me and I didn't care. I just didn't want to do it.
And here's the thing that's very important, Tina. You are not alone. This is one of the most common survival mechanisms or coping skills of children, because children have very little control over what happens to them. They get treated in all kinds of ways and they don't have much control. And so some of the coping skills, one of the coping skills is that stubbornness. And then it becomes overwhelming, so that you don't know why. You just don't, because that's the only thing you can control. Makes sense?
Maybe because as a kid I couldn't do anything. I had to they didn't let me do anything, right? So I had
exactly. And so some children won't eat because that's the only thing they can control. Some children will be mean to others so it's all coping skills.
Yeah, I didn't want to eat either. I had a problem with eating. I mean, I was fine, but they were worried.
Yes, because that's one of the few things that you could control. All right. And so then it doesn't matter what the consequences are, because having some kind of control was more important to that part of you, to that unconscious part of you. It felt more like survival. So let's look at this. So the fact that you are still having the issue with your mum is definitely a big neon sign. Okay, that's where so it's not that nothing that you've done before worked. It's not that you've gone backwards. It's just that there's still a piece there about your mother. What you want to get to is where with your mother, it doesn't matter whether she contacts you, she doesn't contact you, she's too busy. Being too busy means nothing to you. The fact that it means something to you is going back to your childhood when she didn't give you what you needed then. You didn't get, that little you did not receive the attention and love and respect and support and affection that she should have got.
You're completely right, yes, but I was working a lot about it, and I'm thinking, how much is in my head of this crap? Like, is ever gonna clear out? Or
yeah. So let's have a look, because so when you think of your mum, I want you to imagine that, and this is not in a mean way, but just imagine that your mum died, right? And then so you're not going to be able to have these conversations with her. She's not going to be able to spend time talking with you or asking you about your kids or anything, because she's not around. So then what?
nothing, because I know this never gonna happen, even if she's alive.
Yes, but now let's say she's dead. Just imagine she's dead, and now what about that would be a problem, if anything? And if not, that's okay.
I'm not sure if I understand what you mean.
So okay, so
she's dead. She's dead. I imagine she's dead. Okay, she's not anymore here.
Now you don't get to have that relationship with her. So what I'm trying to boil.
Yeah, I feel like there is something I will drag with me.
Yes,
something
that's what I'm trying to boil down to, the real issue, because it's the meaning we're giving to something. Because if somebody won't contact us, or doesn't have time for us, they wouldn't have time for us if they wouldn't be in contact with us if they weren't around anyway. So it's the meaning we're giving to it. So it's the fact that she doesn't have time, or the fact that she's not asking the question, she's not interested. There's that's giving it meaning, and that is what's triggering the emotional state. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So what's wrong with her? Let's say she never contacts you, or she contacts you, but she's always too busy, or whatever the issue is. Why is that a problem? What's the matter with it?
I feel so sad, like I have mother, but exactly I never had.
Yes, that's it. Okay, so I want you to feel that feeling now. So
yeah,
that feeling
I cry now.
yes, and that's okay. So that feeling of, I have a mother, but I might as well not, or whatever those feelings are. What's the physical sensation? Can you feel the physical sensation? So if you put your hand on your leg and you feel the sensation on your hand and on your leg, we want you to do that with this emotion. What is the physical sensation inside you, without giving it any meaning?
I don't understand what you mean.
Okay, so what happens physically inside you when you feel this feeling of, it's sad that I have a mother?
It's like tightness inside me, mostly my stomach is like, I'm going small a little.
Yes, good. That's very good, Tina. So now I want you to feel just the physical sensation of that tightness, that going small, and just allow it. Allow that to be there. You don't need to change it. No judgment, doesn't mean anything. We don't need to make it stop. Are you able to just allow it to be there?
I think so, yes.
Very good. Good job. And as you do that, what happens? Does it stay the same, or does it change?
No, it's loose. Like everything is losing, like my muscles and everything.
Good. So it's relaxing you.
Relaxing, yes.
Very, very good. Good job. All right. So now your subconscious doesn't know what's going on with your mother. Okay. It will believe whatever you give it. So your mother could be not well in the head. And then what would happen? She would still be, perhaps when she's very busy, playing golf with aliens in her own mind. We don't know, right? And then what would you feel then?
Like not important, like she doesn't care about me.
But what if she was mentally ill? What if it's not that she doesn't care about you? It's
maybe she is, because that's not normal.
I was going to say, of course, the way she is based on her programming. It's got nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with you. It's about whatever pain and stuff is going on in the back of her subconscious.
Yeah.
So we don't know, she may be desperate to have a close relationship with you. But then every time she starts or she tries or you call or whatever, her subconscious is referring to her references and pumping stress chemicals into her system that are making her feel like, oh, I've got to go, I've got to, because she's uncomfortable or it's too painful or she doesn't know what to say. Whatever's going on is all about her references and her childhood. Nothing to do with you, nothing to do with how she feels about you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like she was always busy, like she always was working constantly, like, and she was happy about that. Like, I probably, you're right, she has something, so she put all that stuff to work.
That's it. And so always being busy and being completely focused on work all the time is one of the coping skills, one of the most common coping skills. People who are uncomfortable with emotions, uncomfortable with relationships, have too much chatter in their own minds, can't face their demons. There's all kinds of things, or they've been programmed, you must always be doing something. You must always be doing something, that kind of thing. It's a survival drive. So it's not conscious, it's unconscious. Make sense?
Yes, yes.
Very good. And I bet that if we did this work with your mum, I bet one of her issues would be, I wish I could have a closer relationship with my daughter, but I don't know how. Yeah?
But you see, she has always close relationship with my sister, but never with me.
Yeah. And now, as you've said, you've had a tumultuous childhood with her, right? That relationship from childhood with your mum. You were beaten and all kinds of things, right? Well, that's got to be playing into it as well. So there may be a fair amount of guilt there. So it may be that the guilt is too overwhelming, not necessarily consciously, but unconsciously.
Maybe.
Yeah. And perhaps she just doesn't know what to say or how to make amends or all that kind of thing. Now,
yeah, she doesn't know how to talk with me.
That's right. And I bet you're not the only one. There'll be other people that she doesn't know how to talk to as well. So because it's all about her, it's all about her references. Now, here's the thing. We cannot make anybody else do anything. Unfortunately, it would be nice if we could, but we can't.
No, I know, I understand that.
So we can't change your mum, but what you can absolutely change is the way you experience her, and by that I mean how you feel inside. So the first part of it is the allowing. So when doing that allowing piece, and of course changing the memories and all of that. But in addition to that, I wouldn't be expecting anything. When you stop expecting her to change, then you reduce your own stress chemicals. Because when you're expecting someone to change, you want them to change, you're focused on the fact they're not changing, that's very disempowering. Of course that's going to affect you.
I'm not expecting, I usually forgetting. So after I feel bad, I work on myself, like I try every day work, do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is think of your mum right now. Think of the fact that she's always busy, and think of the whatever's going on with her, however she normally reacts or responds or speaks or calls or doesn't call, whatever's going on there, and allow it. Go, that's just the way she is, and it's okay. It's okay to allow her to be like that. You know how cats kill mice and birds and things, and it's not nice, but it's what cats do. And so you can't change them, right?
It's very good. Whatever it is.
Analogy, yes. That it's what they do. And so you're not gonna get a budgie and allow the budgie to fly around so the cat can kill it, but you also can't change the cat. You have to just go, that's what cats do.
Yes, I understand. So I'm working on myself, but like, what else? It's like I don't know what else to do. Like
This is what to do. Think of your mum right now, And everything that she does that you don't like or doesn't do, that you wish she would be more, you wish you could have a closer, all of whatever's there, she's always busy, and allow that. Can you do that?
Yes.
Good. Very good. Now, can you love that? Can you imagine sending light and energy to your mom exactly as she is, whether she changes or not? Just if she never changes, she's always like that. Can you shine that light into that darkness and love her exactly as she is? Very good, Tina. Good job. Now, when you think of your childhood and your mum, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Like, I grew up on myself, on my own.
There it is. There's
like
still there.
Some child on the street who has nobody,
Very good. So when you say what more can you do, change that memory. Change those memories.
But I have great memories. I go through my happy journal, and they are really powerful, with feelings, with my mom, with my dad, with love. I don't know what else I can change.
Here's the thing. So that's great. Well done for that. Very, very good. The fact that the first thing that came to mind when you thought of your childhood and your mum was, I grew up on my own. I didn't have any. That's the piece that needs changing then, because that's the first thing that came to your mind. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Good. So now create new memories of your mum is always there. She's always there. She's supportive. She loves you. She's affectionate. She's kind and compassionate. Replace any beatings, of course, replace any beatings with something else, some fun activity that you did together. And what you're aiming for, Tina, is that when you think, okay, so what's the first thing that comes to mind from my childhood? It's you and your mum connected, having that wonderful close relationship. She's always supportive and loving.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that piece is missing.
Yes. Yes.
But I just don't have great imagination. I can't create the story.
And that's okay. So I'm going to give you a little bit now, and you can, so the first thing is you can also listen to the generational rewrite meditation again. That'll give some ideas. But in addition to that, I'm going to give you some now so that you can watch the recording of this and create your own, okay? And this is for everyone. So I want you to imagine, or the memories that you're aiming for. Create memories of you and your mum. You're in bed at night, and your mum and your dad, both either side of you, reading you a story, a bedtime story. And then your mum kisses you on the forehead and says, I love you so much, sweetheart. Sleep well. I'll see you in the morning. And then they leave, and they turn the light down so that there's a little night light. So there's a little bit of light, and you go to sleep. And you can hear them laughing and chatting in the background as you fall asleep. And then when you wake up in the morning, you wake up and you and you hear them talking in the kitchen. And as you walk in, both your parents turn around and go, oh, there you are, good morning. And your mum gives you a hug. They both give you a hug, but your mum's the first one there. And she kisses you on the head and says, how did you sleep? And let's plan what we're going to do today. What would you like for breakfast? However that plays. And it's all a lovely feeling of fun, excitement, and attention. And then you've got extra memories of every time you walk into a room and your mum is busy. She's talking to someone. She's on the phone. She's busy doing something. Every time you walk into the room, she drops everything. And she turns and her face lights up and she gives you a hug and oh, there you are, sweetheart. And her full attention is on you. And when she's on the phone, she says, oh, hold on a minute, please. I'll have to call you back. And she puts the phone down and she puts her full focus on you. And then you're doing various activities together. So all the kinds of fun activities that little you would like, whatever that may be, where you're playing games or you're doing hobbies, your mum is there with you. She's helping you with your homework. You come home from school, she picks you up from school, you chat on the way home, she sits down with you, you are her top priority, and she does your homework with you. She helps you, she's so proud of you. Then she turns up at your school for the Parents' Day, or whatever that is, the review, and the teachers are all raving about you to her, and she is so proud she could burst. And then you get home and she says to your dad, "Oh, you're not going to believe, our little girl is so clever. She's the top of the class. I'm so proud of her." And she shows the reports, and they're all glowing. How does all of that sound so far?
That's very good. I had some pieces you said in my memory, like I go sleep and my parents are there reading me the story. And the other was I forgot, but yeah, those two pieces I had, like, yeah, she's with me, but the rest, yeah, I didn't. So maybe I should put more, like whatever you said, make it strong.
Yes, so add all of those other pieces, and this really is for everyone, no matter what issues you're working on. These are foundation pieces to add in with both parents. I focus on the mum there because of for Tina, but this should be with both your parents. Make sure that you've created those kinds of memories. All right, Tina?
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome, sweetheart. Good job, and thank you. All right, and Lisa. Hi, Lisa. How are you today?
Hi, fine. How are you?
Good, thank you.
This is the cover for the new book. I don't know if you can see.
Ah, lovely. Yes.
So then, yeah, it's going to be out pretty soon. So yay. I had gone to the this book.
Oh yes.
Okay. So on page 46. So I had opened it up to. Now the most important step, practice the new memory, run it through 3 times in a row right now, and then play it through several times a day for the next week. So then it also, you're talking about rewriting generational childhood. So that's on the same page. So you can play it through a few times just while brushing your teeth, driving somewhere, or doing your household chores. You don't need to close your eyes, just run it through in your mind as you're doing other things. Run it through first thing in the morning when you wake up, and again when you're going to bed at night. And whenever you feel triggered, play your new memory, whatever you're doing in that moment.
That's it.
Whatever it is.
Very good. Thank you, Lisa. Fantastic. Yes, very, very important to practice those new memories until they're established.
Yeah, I wanted to say some good news. My daughter, she's no longer with that individual that was hurting her. So I'm like so grateful you guys did that sending love. That was so huge because it was getting very dangerous. So thank God.
Good.
It's over.
Yay, well done, and well done you for sending the love.
Yeah, thank
Very
you.
good job, Lisa. And thank you for sharing that, because that's lovely. It's always good to hear the results to encourage others as well.
Yeah,
yay,
thank you so
well
much.
done. You're very welcome, Lisa. Good job. And Monika. Hi, Monika. Lovely to see you. How are you today?
I'm very tired. I visited my daughter last week for a week. And the whole week I was tired when I was there, and now I'm tired, and I don't know what this is. This
okay, so let's have a look at it. So let's start with the allowing technique. So as you feel the tired, notice the sensation of the tiredness. So when you think of the fact that you're tired, how do you know you're tired physically? Like, where do you feel it, and what does it feel like? Are you able to focus on that?
In my head.
In your head. The sensation, tightness. The tightness. Good job. So I want you to focus on that tightness and that sensation without giving it any meaning. So it doesn't matter the meaning. No judgment. We don't need to change it. We don't need to make it go away. Just allow that tightness to be there. Can you do that? Just allowing it. It's okay for the tightness to be there. And it's okay to be tired. Can you do that? Very good. And what happens as you do that?
It's lighter, easier. So
yes. Yes, because when we're trying to make something stop, or we're judging it, or we're struggling with it, it produces more stress chemicals. As we go, you know what, I'm going to just allow it, then it helps to bring those stress chemicals down, start to bring them down. Very good. And just a quick question as well, are you getting enough sleep?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not to do with sleep. Okay, very good.
No.
So what it can be, and this was the case with me, is it can be a coping technique. So for me, I know that I was often tired. Being tired was my go-to for just coping in general, with emotions, with stress, with overwhelm, with all kinds of things, relationship issues. All right. So you started to feel this tiredness, and you were at your daughter's. Were you tired before you went to your daughter's, or did it start when you went to her?
It started when she asked me to come.
Yes. And what was concerning you about going to your daughter's? Were you looking forward to going, or how are you feeling about going to your daughter's?
I feel strange there. It's not my home.
Yes. Very, very good. Good job. And so as you started thinking about that, your subconscious was pumping those stress chemicals into your system of tiredness, because it's a way of coping. So let's look at childhood. So did you ever feel strain in, like, that it's not your home, you don't belong there, any of that kind of feeling as a child? Yeah. And so when you think of your childhood, what's the first thing that comes to mind? In general, doesn't matter what it is.
Loneliness.
Okay, good. And so do you have new memories around that? Have you changed any of those memories, or not yet?
Yes, I did something, but I think there is something left.
Still some stuff left there. Very good. And so what I would do is I would say, with the tiredness, first of all, give yourself permission to be tired. All right. So the fact that you're tired, that's okay. There's no judgment. It's not that you shouldn't be tired. Being tired is just the way your brain and body are coping with the stress. So allowing it, giving yourself permission for it and not fighting it, is going to be the first step to changing it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good. And so now I want you to just take a deep breath and close your eyes and imagine the little Monika in front of you, any age. And what is she feeling, or what does she need or want?
Company. Yes.
And if she had company, would she be tired?
No.
Good. Very good. So give her some company. Let her have friends and family, and whatever she wants, allow that for her. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine her having friends?
It's difficult.
So what happens when you try?
I cannot catch the friends.
Okay.
There is like emptiness.
Good. Okay. Good job. So I want you to pick one person that would be her friend. Can you imagine one person, one child that could be her friend?
Not child. It's an adult. Yes.
Okay. And do you have any? Can you imagine her having a child friend?
Oh yes, my sister. Yes.
Okay, very good. And can you add another one? And you can just make up someone. It could be someone from a TV show or a movie, or it could just be a make-believe, just make up from scratch.
Oh yes.
You got? Good.
Yes.
And that little you, so she's got her sister, and she's got this other little friend. And how does that feel?
Very nice.
Good. Very good, Monika. This is brilliant, sweetheart. And now, what kind of activity are the three of them doing?
Oh, they are playing.
Good, very good. And so I want you to build this. Think of this as a little house that you're building. So we're laying the foundation. There's the little you, she's got her sister, and now she's got another friend, and they're doing things together, they're playing, and how wonderful that feels. And then I want you to build on that and build on it. So add another little friend, and all of the others are focused on that little Monica. She is the center of this group of friends. She's the one who gets all the attention. She's the one who gets to make all the decisions, like, what shall we do? Well, I think we should do this. And the others all go, okay, yeah, that's great. So, and build and add in new activities. So you all go swimming together, and you all go on a picnic together, and your mum and your dad come out and they say, oh, what have you been doing today? And then you tell them, and you all play games together, and your parents come and join in. And then you say to your parents, I want to have a sleepover. And your parents say, okay, or I want to have a party, or a slumber party or pajama party, whatever. And you get to invite your friends. And your parents, they provide the food and the games and everything. So you're building and building and building on these memories and making them stronger and more emotion. Does this sound good?
Yes, very good. Thank you.
Good job. And now let me just check in that tightness in your head, tiredness. Is it still the same, or is it changed in any way?
It changed really. Yes.
Yes. Good. So that is
bright and light in my head.
That's it. That's just wonderful, Monika. So now you know that is the link. It's about that it's protection, it's coping for being alone, and it's also that feeling of, because if you let's say you'd come to our house for the weekend or for the week, and we made you feel really at home and you had fun with us, and that you probably wouldn't have been tired, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that it's that connection. So that's wonderful. That's good to know. So now build the foundation, build those memories, and then and recognize that if you feel tired in the meantime, it's okay.
Thank you very much, Adine.
You're very welcome, Monika, and thank you, because I know that will help others as well. Thank you for being here, sweetie. All right, and Swasti. Hi, Swasti.
Hello.
Hey, sweetie, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Getting a lot out of this session today. It's very relatable. So on the weekend, I had a very stressful weekend for some reason. I just forgot about all the techniques. Literally everything just went.
Yeah, that happened.
Oh my god! But then yesterday evening, I just allowed whatever.
Yeah.
And then finally I felt a little bit more calm, because I was on the point of a panic attack, and I said I really need to calm down. But then, so I basically just wished that somebody would guide me through this process of applying, choosing the correct universities, because there's so many to choose from, and I want to pick the ones that have the most chance of getting it. And yesterday, just out of nowhere, she is a doctor, but she takes care of every single university's admission process. She's just on the student room, she does this as her job. She helps students for free, and I said, oh my god. So I posted everything.
Yes.
My stats, essentially, that's what they call it. And then she just guided me through, and she gave me universities to apply to, 7 of them, and I could choose 4, which is where I applied to. And I just thought, oh my god, perfect. I was so happy, because I was really struggling with. And the ones I'd initially picked were actually not good to apply to, because they were very subjective, in the selection. So she told me, and the universities she told me are pretty good as well. I'm really happy with them. They're yeah. I won't say the exact ones now, because my application has gone through, but I won't tell afterwards.
That is so wonderful. Well done, Swasti. Good job.
Yeah, it feels
good. I'm excited.
Thank you.
Put the applications in now?
Well, this is another issue. That's probably what was making me so anxious. But because of the coronavirus, there was a longer testing period for the exam, the IQ exam. So the final deciles, they call it, saying the scores of where people stand, it's going to come out on the 14th of October, and the deadline for the applications on the 15th of October. So I have to wait until then to apply. Usually I'd apply like a week before. Everything's ready at this point.
Right.
I'm just waiting to select one university. So my score has to be above certain things. So
you've sent in some of the the other applications?
No, I've just filled in like everything online. Everything's kind of ready. I just have to click a button, like fill the last uni and then click a button.
I see.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And that you can do between the 14th and the 15th, right? So as soon as you find out.
The stats come out in the morning.
Right.
And then no technical issues.
Yes. Yes. And so the answer to that as well is, of course, when you think of the stats not coming out in the morning, or you think of the technical issues, make sure you're sending love. Make sure you're shining light into whatever may happen. It's all going to be perfect no matter what happens. All right? And shining light into it, loving it anyway, no matter what.
Yeah, and hoping they work out in my favor, because I have to be like above a certain score, which is looking like it's because it's going down, because clearly this is affecting a lot of people that's being at home and stuff, which is working out in my favor, but not some others. But yeah, hopefully that as well. Hopefully it works.
But be sure to think about it not working out in your favor and love that. Remember that is crucial.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, also another thing, like I'm preparing for if it doesn't work out in my favor. Is that good or not?
That's very good, as long as you are able to love it.
I haven't tried doing that. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're preparing for it to not work out in your favor and you're feeling stressed or worried, or I really don't want this or whatever, then it's not good. Because you'll remember that you're creating how you're feeling, not thinking about.
No, I'm fine with if it doesn't work out in my favor.
Good. So just make sure that you're filling it all with love. Whether it works out in your favor or it doesn't matter. You are shining that light into everything and everyone and whatever may happen, because that's you standing in your power. And then whatever you end up with is going to be the very best possible thing it can be, because that's the state you're in.
Yeah. Okay.
So for everyone as well, remember, it's not about the action you're taking. It's not about what other things are happening. It's about the state you're in and what you're attracting, what you're creating, where you're going at any moment.
Yeah, because last year I was so panicked and I just created more panic. This time I was like, you know what? If people don't reply to whatever, like on the lady that like the forum that she helped me on, I'd written my stats on there like at least 3 times and nobody replied. But suddenly, like when I felt calmer about it, she did. So definitely, yeah.
Good job, Swasti. I am so excited for you. And so the 14th, so that is, today's the 12th, Wednesday. Right? So it's Wednesday. Perfect. Yay. How exciting. Good job.
Yeah, exciting. Yeah.
Very, very good. And thank you for being such a lovely, shiny example for others as well.
Thank you for your teaching the method. When we remember to do it.
You're very, very welcome. Oh, and thank you for your interaction on Instagram. I'm getting a little bit more active on Instagram. I really appreciate every time you respond. So thank you.
That's cute.
All right, so let's do the targeting. Steve, you'll send me the targets. Fantastic. So take a deep breath and either close your eyes or leave them open, whichever you prefer. And go into your superpower state, however you normally do that, using your word or phrase, or by using your anchor, or by focusing in on everything you love about your subject. Good job. And feel your heart opening, that expansion feeling in your chest, that light, that energy shining out. Good job. Now allow that light or energy to spread down to your toes, up to the top of your head and out to your fingertips. So you're now full of that light, that energy, that love. Good job. Allow that light or energy to fill all the cells of your body. Love each cell just for existing, no matter what. Very good. Now allow that light or energy to fill your subject. And then imagine your subject doesn't want to be with you or doesn't have the qualities that you love and appreciate in them. And keep your subject filled with that light, that energy anyway. Love them anyway. Very good. And now let's go to Lisa. Fill Lisa with this light, this energy. From the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Lisa just for existing. Very good. And allow that light or energy to fill Lisa's daughter. From the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Lisa's daughter just for existing. And love whatever's next in her life, whatever she moves on to, however it goes, love it all anyway, shining this light into any darkness. Very good. Good job. Now to Tina. Fill Tina with this light, this energy. From the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Tina just for existing. Very, very good. Good job. And now to Natasha. Fill Natasha with the same light, this energy. From the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Natasha just for existing. Very good. And now Natasha's target is allow that light, that energy to overflow from Natasha and fill everyone on the call. Fill their childhoods. Natasha says she would like everyone to feel an empowered childhood that empowers all today and beyond. So allow this light, this energy to go into everyone's childhoods no matter what, shining this light into any darkness. And whether it changes or not, love it all anyway, exactly as it is. Very good job. And now to Monika. Fill Monika with the same light, this energy. From the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Monika just for existing. Very good job. Very good. And now to Swasti. Fill Swasti with this light, this energy. From the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Swasti just for existing. Very good. And allow this light, this energy to overflow from Swasti and fill her IQ exam final, whatever it may turn out to be. Loving it all anyway, whatever the score is, whatever the results are, everyone who's involved, shining this light into any darkness and loving everything and everyone exactly as it is and no matter what. Very, very good. Feel the power of that light. Good job. And now allow the light, that energy to fill everyone who's off camera today and everyone who's watching the recording. Loving each one just for existing. Very good. And now allow that light or energy to fill you later today. Think of yourself later today, whatever you'll be experiencing or feeling or doing. Love that version of you, no matter what. No judgment, no expectations, just exactly as you are. And surge. Very good. And surge again. Good job, everybody. All right, you can open your eyes. And well done, everyone. Thank you so much to all of you who share, because it helps others so much. And so we really appreciate it. And have a fantastic rest of your day. And we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. And lots of love to all of you. And thank you for the thank yous in the chat. You're very welcome, all of you. Lots of love. Bye-bye now.